Hey guys, I am currently at what's called the Blue Valley Overlook. Had to look at the sign for a second. About like maybe 15 minutes from downtown. It's a really nice view of the mountains. Looks like they're doing a controlled burn off in the distance right now. I pulled up and I was like, what is all this smoke or this fog? Like, what is it? And I was like, oh yeah, it looks like the mountains are on fire, and they definitely are. But talked to some folks that just showed up and they were kind of out that way earlier, and they said, yeah, they think it's just a controlled burn, which makes sense. And it's a lot warmer out today, which is nice. I came to this exact spot yesterday hoping to get the sunset, and I probably got here a little too late. The light just like really just disappeared like out of nowhere. Wanted a chance to just come out, maybe grab a panorama shot if I can. I've got the R6 Mark II and 70 to 200 f2.8. If you're wondering about my setup, I forgot to bring a small like plate for the tripod collar, so I'm using like this L bracket thing. But I mean, hey, it's clunky, it looks stupid, but it works. I like that there's, you know, still some sunlight left. I'm gonna get a shot of the control burn here and then probably pivot towards the tree line over here that's getting more of the remaining sunlight that we have. So let's see what we can do. The trick to any good panorama is get yourself a sturdy tripod that's level, and then keep your 2-second timer on. And what I want to do is like basically just pan left to right and see if there's any point where the camera thinks it's like not level at all. And this also gives you a good view of how the pano might be before you stick it into post and try and, you know, stitch everything together. All right, so I'm gonna tighten my swivel here first. Take my first shot, unswivel, tighten, take my next shot. The other thing I'm not doing as well is changing my settings or my focus point, just because it might look like all over the place. Basically, you don't want your camera to move while it's taking the photo. So that's why I'm tightening the tripod head here after every shot, so it doesn't maybe like shift left or right. And then also with the 2-second timer, you're reducing any potential possibility for camera shake. Feels like I haven't shot a good panorama in a while, and I figured on this trip, like this is definitely a good spot where I'd like to do it. I'm gonna go back to these trees over here. It looks like the sun is like more vibrant on them now. And I think I'm gonna change my crop. Like I wanna really punch in on these trees. So let's go to image size or cropping ratio. We'll do 1.6 crop. Now I'm at f2.8 because I really wanna get that like, that sense of depth. So I'm focusing in where these trees are, where the sun is hitting. You can see how they're more in the foreground, the rest of the mountains like in the background. And I really like how the sun is just going, you know, bouncing like right off the tops of them. All right, y'all, I think that about wraps up for tonight. We'll come back tomorrow morning, check it out. Hopefully we got some clouds with the sunrise, and should be pretty nice. Yeah, I definitely did not get myself up on time. So no sunrise pictures on this trip, but here's one from a previous trip that hopefully gives you some idea of what it might have looked like. On this trip, we stayed at this loft just about 5 minutes from downtown Highlands. If you like cozy mountain vibes, this place is definitely for you. What I love about Highlands is that it feels like there's the right amount of stuff to explore, and also some really good food. Oh, and by the way, here's my dog. Her name's Basil. She wanted to say hello. For a few months, I haven't felt in a creative mood, and what I love about traveling is that there's usually something that immediately puts me in a creative mindset, or something that I can pull inspiration from. Like this photography book published by Kodak in 1984. I've reached this point where I'm just not really concerned with taking the absolute best photo or creating something that's perfect. For quite some time, I was so bent out of shape about little imperfections that I just completely forgot how to enjoy the process and really just have fun. But don't get me wrong, I still want to produce quality work. I just want the process of creating to feel meaningful again. For instance, this picture of these mushrooms. I wouldn't say it's a great photo, and it's definitely not my favorite, but I'll always remember where I was, how I felt, and who I was with when I took it. I guess the purpose of me making this video was to be an outlet for explaining where I'm at with photography and taking a shot at making something different. It was also an opportunity to try out some new gear. If you're still here, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.